Good morning, beautiful people. Anton here from Warhorse Training. I'm here today to talk to you guys a little bit about myself. I appreciate that that's probably boring, but I found this company, Warhorse Training, back in 2015. We went full-time recently and have supported loads and loads of people. And we've started supporting a lot of people with chronic pain and neurodivergent people, hence the child frustration intervention training. It's not just exclusive for children, but to be able to get your frustration out in a safe capacity, learning martial arts, smashing things up without feeling the need to do anything outside of here. It all stems from a little bit from my daughter. Don't want to go too much into that. A little bit from my qualifications. We've kind of had that discussion before, but a lot from me at the moment. So I want to talk a little bit about me, what I am like, what I'm suffering with. And despite popular belief, everybody seems to think that I'm a really well person. And I'm actually not. I just keep my body moving, and emotionally and physically resilient should be like my middle name. But essentially, there's a plethora of illnesses I have, and the doctors have told me previously, probably about 4 years ago, that I shouldn't be working because of my illnesses. That's not why I found this, but I'm very glad and grateful that I have founded this business and gone full time with it, with my little therapy pooch, my little Rocky Roo. But essentially, I suffer with fibromyalgia. You may think, but he moves around, he jumps around, he dances, he does martial arts, he does all these wonderful things. What you guys don't see is the difference between Instagram versus reality, or, social media versus reality. My clients see it. I talk to my clients very openly about it. And sometimes I put it on platforms, so I want to try and put it on here. Every morning I wake up, it takes me an hour to get out of bed, not even lying, just to get out of bed, to put my socks on. I actually have a sock machine to try and put things on. I say machine lightly, it's basically 2 bits of string that, you board it on and have some fun with it. I have physiotherapy movements that I have to do every day, 6 times a day. I encompass that into everybody else's workouts here, so it keeps my body moving. Resistance bands, circles forward, circles backwards, touch your toes, spin in, loads of different things. Look at my daily stretches, you'll see on there. They're basically daily stretches for me, but I utilize them for everybody else. I've put my body through way too much in the past, and I didn't realize I had fibro. It was a process of elimination. The doctors thought it could have been loads of different things. Turns out that's what it was. When I was working out all the time, doing the bodybuilding, doing the martial art training, competitively fighting, all these wonderful, wonderful fun things, racing motorbikes, etc. I just thought it was DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness. But then I started realizing that I was hurting in places I haven't used or moved, and joints and wrists and just so many different areas. So I went to the doctors. It wasn't until I had these 5 inguinal hernias, you'll see a video about my hernias, that I was off of work for a long period of time, off of gym and my hobbies for a long period of time, where I realized I am still hurting like I've just finished a heavy leg session. If you ever had that heavy leg session and you can't walk and you look like Ace Ventura when he's got the stakes in his legs, he's like, sorry, Rocky Roo.
Throw it. I dare ya. Oh, no. Don't just stand there. Throw me a spear.
It's kind of like that across the whole body.
It's in the bone.
Deep-rooted ache. Anyway, being part of living with this chronic pain, I have done everything the doctors have told me. So I recommend you guys to do the same. I'm doing those physiotherapy movements. I've changed my diet. I've changed my lifestyle. I've lowered my cortisol levels, my stress, changed my environment that I work in. I now don't sit down. I now don't drive. I do drive, but I don't drive like from here to Manchester and various other places with work. And subsequently, by keeping my body moving and keeping these stretches, keeping these physiotherapy things, is helping me. And what I want to say is I can help you guys with this. This isn't a marketing come to me because I'm living your dream and I know what you're going through. But I just want to top line. So I have fibromyalgia. People that know me know that I have ADHD. I actually have something a little bit different to that as well, called a serotonin imbalance. So I am more hyper than ADHD. It's like my dials are turned to like 11 out of 10 with regards to happiness, endurance, bounciness, kind of like your fight or flight receptors, but everything that's happy, loving, exciting, let your mind wander. But then the rest of it is, I don't really get those lows. I go up here or I go to sleep and I crash. And it's almost like someone's just flicked a light switch off. Boom, I'm done. Power down. So ADHD, neurodivergent people, I can here to support you. I've got family members that have autism or autistic tendencies. And again, we've worked through it and supporting. I support kids with trauma, PTSD, family members that have trauma and PTSD. Don't want to go too much into the details of who, what, where, when, but that's where this has all come into place. Again, not a social media plug, not an advertising campaign, but if you have any of those things, please reach out to us. But yeah, like I said, not a well person. Got these inguinal hernias. I've had loads of broken bones, broken scapula from a car accident, been stabbed a couple of times, had, loads of different things that have happened in my life that are affecting me later on. Lost my kneecap skateboarding, had to get it back in, and subsequently it clicks and locks every so often. It's endless, the stance bouncing backwards and forwards that I do for years and years and years, lost a little bit of weight now, guys, so quite happy with that, but being normally around that 130 to 135 kilogram mark, I'm 122 now, is it wreaks havoc on your Achilles heel. So I've got problems there now. So yeah, it's not just a sob story just to say, oh, woe is me, this is the situation. It's more to just say, guys, I get it. I understand. Okay? I suffer with fibromyalgia. I get out and about and do things. You guys probably wouldn't be able to tell. If you live with me, you'd tell. If you knew me, you'd tell. There's ways around it. It doesn't have to define who you are as an individual. Come to Warhorse Training. Let's see if I can help you. Again, ADHD, neurodivergent kids, serotonin imbalance, PTSD, trauma, narcissistic sociopathic disorder. I know someone who's got that. And we can work through that. There's multiple different things we can work through and support. Come to a place that knows you, understands you, and gets where you're coming from because they're living it. And you couldn't ask for anything better, really. Like I said, there's a lot of other things that are taking on with me. Lots of other problems, Try being dyslexic. This is an interesting scenario. Can't read or write very well. Everyone thinks, oh God, you turn your hand to everything. You must be amazing, Anton. You must be great to do everything. Give me a textbook. Just see how great I'm not with it. But then you've got ADHD that's go, 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 go. You've got a serotonin imbalance that's like, up here, everything's happy, excited, loving life, positivity galore. Then you've got a body that won't move, a brain that can't read. So that brings out frustration, hence frustration training. If you can harness emotions, categorize them, and create that kind of rage room activity rather than a rage room, no one will see that side of you because you've channeled it into martial arts, keg slams, Husafel stones, tire flipping, sledgehammers, writing your worries on a plate and smashing it up. I just think that there's really something to this, guys. This is the part where I change location for dramatic effect. Not really. It's just baking hot out there. So we're talking about my illnesses. I've also got sleep apnea. Believe it or not, I have to wear a mask to go to sleep. I've got sarcoidosis on my lungs. That's an accumulation of scar tissue. It comes from a multitude of different things. My understanding is, which is the one that I like to lean on, it comes from a vast experience and past in working out and being a form of athlete. When I used to do the competitive sparring, when I used to do uphill racing on the motorbike, when I used to do band practice and work like 5 or 6 or 7 jobs over in workshop because I couldn't get a full-time job, and it was like, let's work the doors, let's work a pub, let's work tater rumbling in the morning, let's do Domino's pizza, let's work for Curry's, let's do mobile hairdressing. And at college I was doing my hairdressing, my massaging, 8 different types of massage. I was learning how to be a PT, I was learning fitness instructing, I was learning how to be a martial art instructor. All of that together. If that doesn't tell you I've got ADHD, what does? I couldn't switch off. I was up at 3 a.m, finishing at like sometimes 1, 2 a.m, then having a crash day like once every 2 weeks. It can cause an accumulation of scar tissue on your lungs from being overactive because you are breathing and it's expanding, and then it collapses, and it can cause micro tears, which can cause that. On top of that, I have bronchitis and asthma. Again, that can cause accumulation of scars. I prefer the first story. It makes me feel a lot better in myself. But the truth be told, it's probably because of both. So to not be able to breathe, but have a mind that wants to work 10 to the dozen and have a body that hurts, you've got to find a way around it. And what I'm saying is, like with these little resistance bands here, you will see bag after bag after bag of resistance bands. I've got loads of different ones that go around your legs, that go around your arms, the full circled ones. We've got the ones with the handles, ones with wrist straps. Big advocate of it. If you come here, you know that that's how we like to warm up. But I'm also an advocate of some little goofy things. You know, we've got Force hammers in all sorts of different sizes. We've got Mjolnir down there, that's a 55. We've got slam balls, which is functional frustration slamming on the floor, battle ropes. Anyway, it's not a tour of the training room, but as you see, there's a lot of different mobility and frustration related activity equipment for us to use, and sports day equipment and things like that. Now, it all serves a purpose. If I'm doing slam balls with you guys, I'm getting my body moving, okay? Impact training is crucial. Arthritis, things like this, impact training is crucial. I've got so many broken bones in my hands from severe bullying I've had, or from the martial arts and various other things. Here, Rocky Roo. It's crucial. So when I do the UGIG and I jump in, I am motivating you, but believe it or not, you guys are saving me. So let's embark on this journey together. Yes, that is rubber crumb. Okay, we've got some mats down, but that is rubber crumb. Nice bouncy stuff for you guys to stay safe and enjoy your workouts. So guys, as I come back outside into this oven of beautiful weather, I'm just going to put my hat back on into sports mode to make sure my back of my head don't burn. Let's talk a little bit about mental health, okay? So I'm a massive advocate of mental health. This is the reason why I designed my training room area like this, and the Zen garden, the way that it is. Beautiful Zen garden. Need a little plaque if anyone's out there that can make one. Happy days. Got my little bar in the corner, a little rockery where we've got newts and various other things, and a nice little section at the front. Anyway, I've suffered massively with mental health in the past, okay? Done the counselling, done the therapy, worked through my traumas, got myself in a good place, and got qualified to be able to support other people to do the same. Important to know, I don't advocate or advertise as a cognitive-based therapist or anything along those lines. Hence the child frustration intervention training. I do an intervention around how to manage your frustration and traumas that you've got. Because that's what helped me. My mum supported me massively. I did the martial arts, I did the racing, the motorbikes, I did drawing, I did personal training. I've done so many different things, rock climbing, you name it, honestly. It was like a cascade of never ending. So thank you, Mum. Really appreciate that. Helped me with my ADHD, but also helped me massively with what was happening in my head. Now, being a young individual that was, tied up with skipper rope, dragged around a playground, had his hands broken in, chair leg through the chest, knifed in the lat, dragged full in for a school bus by my ear with a violin wrapped over the head. Got a scar on my head from where a table got crammed into it. There's multitude, loads and loads of others, Obviously the skateboarding injury, the broken scapula, they're things that I've kind of self-inflicted myself, but broken rib from kickboxing, knocked out teeth, kickboxing. But the first stuff, I was a bad witness to horrific bullying. Horrific, catastrophic bullying that you would never you'd never understand or never know that I've been through this without me saying it, because I worked on it. And I've taken that, just like Vegeta in Dragon Ball Z, with my pride, and I've moved forward through it. But because I'm a bit of a kind-hearted person, I'm here to help other people as well with this. Look, life will drag you down and beat the absolute badgers out of you if you let it, okay? And it's going to try whether you want it to or not. It's what you do from that point onwards that matters. Line in the sand. Stop talking about it. Stop banging it on social media. Find someone, loved ones, cared ones, family, partner, dog face, people that can be there for you. Warhorse Training are there for you. We are a massive advocate of filling out like whiteboards, chalkboards, drawing stuff. Like I said, writing worries on plates, smashing it. We've got a Zen garden. We've got fidget toys. We have a little play. We have a little talk. And you're not necessarily here just to work out. It's also to get what's out of there worked out and untangled. Now, I had all of that experience. On top of that, I've had broken relationships. I've carried people that I shouldn't have carried emotionally. I then got my daughter, who lives with me now, full-time, and has done for quite a long time. And she's unknitting her trauma and her PTSD and getting in a good place. And I'm using these same tools to support her, hence why I went full-time with it. Let's do that Nerf gun fight. Let's hit that sledgehammer on that tire. Let's do something different to get out of here and back into here and align your mind, body, and soul so we are unified as one equilibrium entity to be able to continue moving forward regardless of the stuff. You can replace stuff for something else that life throws at you, because it's gonna keep throwing it. But it'll only throw at you what you can take. But sometimes you just need that extra person in your corner. As someone that suffers with depression, chronic anxiety, diagnosed chronic anxiety, stress, my cortisol levels are through the roof, so much that it's suppressed my testosterone that I actually don't produce enough testosterone now. Happy days, that's good. But my free reigning test and what I'm doing to work out to boost my test and my diet and everything, it's all back on track. But it was a hurdle to come over. There was work-related stress through my dyslexia, not being able to read, and various other things, and square peg round hole. There's social, emotional, and relationship stress. Guys, I haven't lived the life you have. I've lived my version of it. But I'm out the other end, and I have been for years. Let me help you get out of this sun again. Beautiful little communal area at the front. This is where we do our sledgehammers on the tyre. And again, the Zen garden just continues throughout. Just to be able to feel tranquil and something's happening. We also rent out this area. It's a nice little 400 metre stretch for us to be able to do some activities. But guys, it's not about what we have. It's not about stuff. It's about the facility, what we offer, and it's about a people.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different, man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles. Just
to make things a little bit quick for you guys, sufferer and living through chronic pain, fibromyalgia, sarcoidosis, sleep apnea, asthma, bronchitis, broken bones, and multiple contusions that's happened in the past that are affecting me, including inguinal hernias that I'm still living through, the damage of broken scapula, lost kneecap, chronic bullying that happened previously, to the extent where mental health was broken. Not wanting to be here was a way of life for a long time. Also a long time ago. Stress-related issues at work, not here. Dyslexia, ADHD, serotonin imbalance, fighting that need to continue keep going, but without being able to read and with a body that's not able. On top of that, cortisol levels through the roof, testosterone, rock bottom, needing support to be able to get that, having to change the whole lifestyle. Having my daughter full-time, supporting people with trauma, PTSD, supporting people that are neurodivergent, have ADHD, autism, ASD, multiple different areas of the spectrum, or even just unable to move. If this sounds like someone you know or yourself, please come on down and work with someone who lives through it and can do what I can do. A lot of people will look and go, hey, look at that fat man doing X, Y, and Z. Okay, now you understand and hopefully can relate why I do X, Y, and Z, but I look how I do. And guys, we've got some fun tools, you know, from boxing to power bags, even military weighted vests, which are beautifully branded. But if we're just looking for mobility and movement, lily pads, skipping, resistance bands, yoga, all the rest of it, sports day events, shot put, discus, this can be a one-stop destination if we are the right fit together. Anyway, guys, I'm going to sign off. I've been talking way too much. I just wanted to explain where I'm from, what I'm going through, what I live like. And guys, watch the full video to be able to understand just how hard a day in the life of Anton Wilkes can be, and why this business means so much to me, because it keeps me moving. And being able to support beautiful people like you gives me purpose. Take care, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Rocky Roo, signing off.